Hi everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you and welcome to this session. Please let me know if I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Is everything good to go? Confirm, then we can begin. Thank you so much. So we are going to start with some vocab-based questions. Quickly, let me first of all introduce myself. My name is Niharika Mam, a faculty of English here. And my classes on this channel are on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 1:30 p.m. practice sessions. On Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, classes are on our main channel, that is CGP Mentors, and 8 p.m. on our main channel, okay, which is CGB Mentors. I'm conducting analysis class, editorial analysis class, and that is very important session going on. Those sessions are going to help you with skimming, vocabulary building, grammar building, and whatnot. So it's a power packed session. Please make sure you at least join that one. Okay, so चलिए से चलते हैं. लाइक और शेयर कर दो वीडियो को. This is the first question. Now you have at several points you can see you have A, B, two options. Then at the second point you have two options. So उस sequence में, in the one which is given, you need to find out which word out of those words should come, and uska combination is your answer. Okay, so please go through it, be careful, read carefully. If you think A is correct, you think A is correct, A is correct, A is correct, A is correct, then your answer is A, which is of course not the right answer, but वही combination आपको check करना है. I'll give a few seconds. I still would like to give a few seconds to other students. Now, this may look a lengthy question, but trust me, because it is lengthy doesn't mean it is going to be very difficult. And definitely, answer here is B. If we are able to figure out three in the middle, or if you are able to figure out a pair which is a unique pair in the options, you have your answer. It's not like you have to go through all five of them. So within months of announcing generous hikes and gratuitous hikes, if I'm talking about hikes which are really good, they are not like petty, it's of good amount, okay, and that's the place where we use generous. Gratuitous का मतलब होता है unjustified, undue है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए था, this is uncalled for. So this is a negative word, we don't need it. मैं आपको वर्ड सभी कराऊंगी, ठीक है. So I know कि यहाँ पे आंसर पहले का B है. Okay, in the minimum support price for several crops, the NDA government on Wednesday approved an increase. These increases mark a sharp change, maximize a sharp change. मैक्सिमाइज क्यों करेंगे, अभी तो जेनरस हाइक हुआ, सो इट इज सिग्निफाइंग, इट मार्क्स। तो बी और ए, ठीक है, इतने में आपके ऑप्शंस जो है वो दिस इज गॉन, दिस इज गॉन। देन द लेटेस्ट हाइक्स आर जेनरस, आपका आंसर वैसे यहाँ पे था, even if they are moderate compared to those fixed for kharif, even if they are tremendous. So we are saying that hikes are generous, this is positive, and even if contrast बताता है तो किसी और के मुकाबले कम है, yes they are generous, so we want a negative context वाला word here, so moderate compared to those जो कि खारिफ के लिए है, so you have B, A and A, इतने में आंसर आपका आ जाता है B. By way of comparison, the highest increase over the previous Kharif seasons. Connotation. Now, connotation is कि कहने का उद्देश्य क्या है. If I say the word is used in a positive connotation, that means it is used in positive context. Okay? तो tone क्या है किसी चीज की, implication क्या है, छुपा हुआ मीनिंग क्या है इस वर्ड को यूज करने का, इसके पीछे का मतलब क्या है, हिडन मीनिंग, दैट इज कॉनोटेशन. नाउ सीजन ऑन सीजन, हाइट फॉर, हाइट कैसे रबी क्रॉप्स की बढ़ाएंगे, हाइक ही बढ़ाएंगे ना, तो बाद में सेकंड में वापस लास्ट में भी आ जाता है. सेम काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन, नेक्स्ट वन. Answer to this one is B again. Waste volumes continue to grow as economic growth controls consumption. Making any sense? क्या economic growth control कर सकती है? No, it spurs, speeds up. Okay, consumption को spur करती है और active बनाती है. So we of course would want to start with A. तीन option out. Now, protection of water sources, pollution control are just not being enforced or distributed. Okay, now see, we are saying the laws on ABCD, these laws are not just being enforced. Law को लागू करना, enforce करना होता है. We cannot distribute laws anyways. So A और A, इतने में आंसर आपका second आ जाता है. Okay, I'll explain rest of the words. So the official machinery required to enforce legal provisions and infra are utilizing or inadequate. So the machinery required and the infrastructure, both of them are inadequate. They are not sufficient. Without full confirmation or commitment to these aspects. Now confirmation of something होता है, but in this case it is commitment to something. टू से पता चलता है that this should come. Okay, so third one is B, fourth one is also B. Swachh Bharat mission must experience, the mission will make sure something happens, so definitely A. You see, this is a standalone question, so in mains you don't always get like five questions of each type and there you go, just like you get in your prelims. You get random mix of question, assorted question, so वो भी एक ध्यान में रखना है कि it's little bit off beat. Here you have the instruction, पढ़ो क्या करना है, should not require my explanation here. So answer to this one is D. Question is that which of the following is or are grammatically correct, and we need to mark answer choosing the best possible alternative among these. Okay, so first, third, and fourth are correct. We do have an issue in the second one. चलो देखते हैं कैसे. Okay, a farmer's dharma is to nurture. Nurture what? Produce. Produce is a word that could be used as a noun as well. Not to destroy it in anger and clash of egos. Meaning नहीं समझो ज़्यादा चलेगा, but at least grammar part should be clear, which is all good to go here. With deposits in either of these schemes. Now either of, each of, ये लेते हैं plural noun. Each of you, each of the students, either of the students, neither of the teachers. So if you are using this structure of either of, neither of or each of, इसके साथ का noun plural होगा. You cannot only increase your savings but also grow your wealth as your deposits. So यहाँ पे definitely गलत है. Second is wrong. It has an error. And overarching theme is that inadequate data protection. This allows what? Digital ecosystem entities, allowing entities something, allowing entities an advantage. In what? In the use. Use of what? Data as compared to the user. Third वाला बिल्कुल सही है. The close dependency of all mental operations on brain. So the close dependency of all mental operations on what? On brain also tempts them to the conclusion of what? That brain is not only an organ but the whole organ of conscious mind. So यहाँ पे और भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, good to go. We are going to do a cloze test now. We will do all the blanks together and then I'll explain all the blanks to you, along with other words which I feel should learn. I'll explain those words also. I gave a little extra time because you're always supposed to give it a rough reading. The passage should give a rough reading to that, and then you should start answering. Don't just jump to first blank and then you start solving that. I'll give less time now. Yes. So start with the first one. No improvement, of course, was for the word if that is given and it is good to go. Now, for the first one, uh, rise of technology is currently transforming and leading to the automation on one hand and the exposure of new kinds on the other. Exposure is to जो चीज़ नहीं थी सबके सामने to display that thing, to bring it in the light, तो वो हम use नहीं कर सकते. Then, and the contribution of new kinds, instruction and uniformity means something that is same throughout the course. तो यहाँ पे emergence है क्योंकि new kinds है ना, तो वो सबके सामने आई हैं. We are gonna think of it that way. Then next one is C. So employment data has been able to provide additional adjective है, so I need a noun. Okay. This insight is to push someone, किसी में कोई feeling को लेकर आना, negative feeling को लेकर आना, तो हम यहाँ पे वो use नहीं कर सकते थे definitely. Insistence en वाला और instance जो है, एक instance एक something happened, that is one activity took place, event took place, वो एक instance हुआ. Insistence is to demand something. Okay, it is also a noun. एक डिमांड को इंसिस्टेंस भी बोल सकते हैं. इंसिडेंट इज इजी. तो हम यहाँ पे नजरिए की बात कर रहे हैं. सो प्रोवाइड एडिशनल इंसाइट आएगा विच इज SIGHT. ओके. थर्ड वन, skills indicate demand and supply at a more naive level. Naive means anyone anything that is without experience. बहुत ही या तो भोला भाला है या तो अभी अभी नया नया है तो ज़्यादा experience नहीं है. तो such thing, such person is called naive. NAIVE. Nuanced is knowing the finest distinction. Like for example, I know nuances of English language because I have been teaching that for more than 10 years. तो उसकी बारीकियाँ, fine distinction, I know those things. Similarly, we are talking about skills indicate demand and supply of a more nuanced level than occupation. और बारीकियों की समझ होना ज़रूरी है. Okay, so that's the context of it and meaning. Unique और object का meaning आपको पता होगा. Serene is an adjective which means something which is calm, cool, composed. The current place of change, no, pace, speed of change. Change की speed होगी. Okay, current के साथ noun चाहिए है. Erratic, rapid and illicit, ये सारे adjectives हैं. So of course by the form we know they cannot come. Illicit is anything that is illegal. Rapid is something happening at in a speedy manner. Erratic is uncertain, कभी हुआ कभी नहीं हुआ. Okay, so consistency नहीं है तो वो erratic होती है. And the last one, using skills as variable of analysis provides a powerful tool. Yes, यहाँ पे timid tool, repeat tool, eccentric. Now this is an interesting word. Okay, eccentric is actually used in a negative context more. Anything which is abnormal, peculiar, अजीबोगरीब, strange, उसको हम बोलते हैं eccentric, which is an adjective. Illustrious is something which is notable, सबके ध्यान में आएगा, something very prominent. So there you go. Question, please understand what is to be done. Instruction is given clearly. So this is Just to check if the word is used correctly or not. For this one, this is only second and third. First word should have been dismantled. If we assemble the existing intervention structure, assemble is to put together something, to have a whole thing in front of you without developing an alternative support system. Okay, एक नहीं तो दूसरा support system. We are creating an opportunity. पर हम यहाँ पे if के context में assemble कैसे करेंगे? If we dismantle, without this, we are creating an opportunity for heavily subsidized produced. तो dismantle, break down करना, assemble का opposite आना था यहाँ पे. Killing the only source of employment and sustenance for over. Employment and तो भी हमें needed है, so resource needed है, that is sustenance. So sustenance third word, and second is okay, but first word grammar wise is fine, meaning and context वो कुछ नहीं बना रहा assemble वहाँ पे बोल के. It is sometimes argued that when a demand constrained economy uses foreign savings, it brought. But what we are saying is in present, yeah, it is argued, okay, that something economy uses. So I brought second form तो वैसे भी नहीं हो सकता. Itself too, ये टू लगा है यहाँ पे. सी यू आर नॉट सपोज टू करेक्ट, करेक्शन में अपने हिसाब से बता रही हूँ सो दैट आपकी इंग्लिश और इम्प्रूव हो. बट इवन इफ यू आर एबल टू स्पॉट कि ये गलत है, फॉर्म तो लगना ही नहीं है, यू आर गुड टू गो. So it subjects itself to a completely avoidable reduction, because redundancy means anything which is extra and is of no use. Okay, that is unnecessary present somewhere. तो इस वजह से redundancy भी यहाँ नहीं आना था. All are incorrect. Okay. Um, since both India and China had faced a similar experience of maritime intricacy and subsequent subjugated through. So what we get to see here, किसी भी चीज़ के लिए, if I want to go ahead and I want to use the word intricacy है किसी चीज़ की, noun form तो यहाँ पे सही है, but talking about the meaning of it, it means the quality of being something detailed. So maritime details and subsequent subjugated makes no sense. इतने में पता चल जाता है कि अब ये शायद ही कुछ हो सकता है. वैसे let's read ahead. A memory of maritime weakness and a determination to avoid a repeat of traumatic past became ingratiated in the strategic cultures. Okay, इंटीग्रेटेड होता तो समझ में आता हमें। इनग्रेशिएटेड का मतलब होता है यू आर कमिंग इनटू अ फेवर विथ समवन बिकॉज यू आर ट्राइंग टू प्लीज देम। उनका फेवर पाने के लिए आप उनको थोड़ा सा मक्खन लगा रहे हो, बटर अप कर रहे हो। तो सारे ही वर्ड्स गलत थे यहाँ पे। दिस इज अ डिक्रीज्ड प्रेशर थ्रू मैकेनिज्म्स। देखो, डिक्रीज्ड बोलने में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट इज इट गिविंग द सेंस एज वेल? So this is there is decreased pressure through mechanisms such as WTO to dismantle. Decreased pressure मतलब पहले ज़्यादा था, अब उन्होंने कम कर दिया. Now it doesn't give you any meaning. So increased होना था, definitely first is wrong. To dismantle, break down the systems, ठीक है, क्योंकि expose भी negative काम हो रहा है तो पहला काम भी negative हो सकता है। एक्सपोज ऑलरेडी बेटर्ड नहीं बैटर्ड होता है। ओके, पहले से ही परेशान, एक बुरी अवस्था में है। ओके, टू बेटर समवन, दिस वन मीन्स किसी को पीछे छोड़ के आगे निकल जाना। हियर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द नेगेटिव कंडीशन ऑफ द फार्मर एंड दैट्स व्हाई बैटर्ड, घिसी हुई कंडीशन है ऑलरेडी। Okay, answer to this one, all of the above. They are correct. Overall the states are fiscally prudent, wise. Okay, fiscally पैसे को लेकर wise हैं with all the deficit etc. Any conditional reduction of state debt by the commission, तो किसी के द्वारा हो सकती है, it is a preposition correctly used, will have an adverse impact, a negative impact. Okay, so all of the above. This is something that you have to comprehend and answer, so please get going. Easy answer. Which of the following statement generates the most appropriate inference? तो इसका इनमें से inference निकालना है. Two recent World Bank studies on India's depleting water resources have caused quite a stir. दो studies ने धमाका मचाया. More interesting is how water seems to have become the few new focus area for banks' assistance. Within water, also more money is going to rural water, large projects, and water resource management in poorer states. तो पैसा ज़्यादा लगने लग गया है इस डोमेन में, वाटर रिसोर्सेज के की डिप्लीट हो रहे हैं. ओके, सो आई विल टेल यू व्हाई इट इज रॉन्ग. इन्फ्रेंस इज व्हाट इज हिडन बिहाइंड, आपको वो समझना होता है. द वर्ल्ड बैंक असिस्टेंस टू इंडिया फॉर डेवलपिंग वाटर रिसोर्सेज. डेवलप करना, कहाँ है डेवलप करने की बात? has increased more than 4 times, okay, for 2005-8 as compared to the prior period. So what we are saying is the assistance is now 3.2 billion in the 5-8 from a mere 700 million. Now you can do all the calculations, but this is with respect to depleting water resources. Develop करेंगे भी कैसे resources को? That's not something we can develop at all. So there you go, it's wrong. India's water resources are depleting. We have two studies. Studies are on depleting water resources, but this is a broad thing to say. It's way too broad. In generalize नहीं कर सकते ना कि water resources हो ही रहे हैं. That's why wrong. Poorer states of India require larger fund, which is clear here. More money is going, so they require more fund for the management, such as rural water hydro projects. So that makes sense. उसी बात को दूसरे तरीके से बोल दिया. The two World Bank studies have caused us stay. This is true, but not an inference. Water conservation and management processes have stirred the greater demand in allocation of the fund. But greater demand rural hydro वगैरह की है. So this is half correct, half incorrect. Answer is C. So it may be inferred again. In spite of economics of direct entry system of recruitment being appreciated and expected, in spite of the economics, our armed forces still seem to be dragging their feet on this issue. So हमारी armed forces अभी भी लगे हुए हैं. If anything, our defense appears to be continually augmenting, increasing its establishments by having its fold professional institutions providing basic university education. So organization appears to be increasing this way. There is not a dearth of such in कोई कमी नहीं है of such institutions in our civil educational system. This results in unnecessary duplication at expense of the defense budget. तो क्यों अलग से और कर रहे हो? There is no कमी, there is no dearth of such institutions in our civil education system. So why they are establishing more training institutions? So the nature of work involved in defense organization and merchant navy is similar. We don't need extra specialized institutions, और इस वजह से ट्रेनिंग सेम है तो उनका काम भी कहीं ना कहीं सेम होगा. This is what the passage is saying. Merchant navy used to admit only college graduates. We cannot say this. We don't have enough proof here. Merchant navy no longer provides basic university education. A major part of budget is spent on its training establishments. Now a big part is there, but major part ही है यहाँ पे. We cannot say that. Direct entry system is no more appreciated. Extreme options inference के आंसर नहीं होते हैं. Answer to this one is B. You have summaries. You have to choose the best one that carries the essence of the passage. So many central banks, most notably but not only, the inflation targeting banks have increasingly come to organize their policy deliberation around an attempt to conform to specific targets. कुछ specific targets objectives को पाने के लिए, agree करने के लिए, they have increasingly come to organize their policies. Sometimes explicit quantitative targets. तो targets इस तरीके के हैं, central banks कई इस तरीके का काम कर रहे हैं. Moreover, central banks worldwide have increased the degree to which they discuss their decisions with financial market participants. तो participants के साथ जो decisions होते हैं उनको बढ़ा दिया है, and the general public वो भी बढ़ा दिया है, and this too has increased the importance. इसके कारण importance बढ़ गई है that the banks assign to having a clear framework to guide their deliberations. So ultimately एक से दूसरी चीज बढ़ी, दूसरी चीज से तीसरी चीज बढ़ी. So today central banks tend to evolve. ये बढ़ रहे हैं. They are including more people. A defined framework with basically two purposes. To meet specific targets, we do have here specific targets, and to evolve a consensus to their policy decisions. We can see that they have increased to the degree where they are including other people. So consensus के लिए काम कर रहे हैं. तो दो लाइन में इस छोटे से पैरा का और एक छोटा सा समरी बन जाता है, that is B. Okay, so I hope you got it. That's it, guys. I'm gonna meet now at 8 p.m. That is editorial analysis class, and I hope you guys take full leverage of it, because that's an amazing session going on. Okay, so do check that out, 8 p.m. and by that time you can check out the description for more details of our other courses जो हमारी website और app पर available है. Okay, take care all of you.